Royal shock. Princess Leonor's mystery man revealed. Spain watched with pride as Princess Leonor stepped into adulthood, the perfect image of grace, discipline, and royal promise. But just when the world thought they knew everything about her, they were wrong. Very wrong. Because behind palace walls, hidden from the cameras, one secret has been carefully protected. A secret that could change everything we thought we knew about the future Queen of Spain. Who is the man who has captured Princess Leonor's heart? And why is his identity shaking the royal establishment to its core? The answer begins in the quiet corridors of Zarzuela Palace, a place where silence speaks louder than words. Leonor has always been the most private of royals. Unlike other young princesses who chase attention, she's the one who disappears into her studies, into duty, into preparation for a destiny she never chose but was born into. But in recent months, the rhythm of her royal life began to change. A subtle glow in her face. A new confidence in her stride. And those close to her noticed, Leonor wasn't just smiling more often. She was in love. The Spanish press tried to dismiss it at first, calling it teenage admiration, a harmless connection from her academy days. But then came the whispers. Someone had been visiting her quietly, under the radar, during her military training. Someone important. Someone she trusted. So who is he? Not a noble, not a prince, not a diplomat. The truth, as it turns out, is far more shocking. His name, still carefully protected by palace aides, belongs to a young man from outside the aristocracy. A man who met Leonor not through royal circles, but through a shared passion for service and leadership. Their paths crossed during a NATO youth leadership event in Zaragoza last year, an event that was never publicly linked to the princess. Witnesses say the connection was instant. They spoke quietly, but intensely. She laughed freely, something rarely seen in official footage. And from that moment, Leonor's world began to shift. Her friends describe him as intelligent, calm, and fiercely loyal. A man who understood the weight of her crown, and didn't flinch. He wasn't dazzled by her title. He saw her for who she truly is, a young woman torn between duty and heart. But as their bond deepened, so did the tension inside the palace. For Queen Letizia, who fought for her daughter's protection from media intrusion, this romance was a ticking time bomb. A potential scandal if leaked. A breach in the iron wall of secrecy surrounding Leonor's personal life. King Felipe, ever the diplomat, reportedly insisted on discretion, not because he disapproved of the relationship, but because he feared the consequences. The Spanish monarchy stands on fragile ground, and every headline matters. So the meetings became rare, hidden, coded through messages sent via trusted aides. No photos, no social media traces, only moments shared in complete privacy. Yet, even under such secrecy, love has a way of leaving footprints. In early summer, a seemingly routine photo from a royal training event went viral. Eagle-eyed fans spotted Leonor wearing a discreet bracelet, the same one seen weeks earlier on the wrist of the mysterious young man. Coincidence? Not likely. The Spanish tabloids erupted. Theories exploded across Europe. Was this Leonor's secret lover? A military cadet? A political insider? Or worse, someone considered unworthy by royal standards? As journalists scrambled for proof, the royal household went silent. Total lockdown. No comments, no confirmations. But silence, in royal circles, often speaks volumes. And then came the moment that changed everything. During a private dinner marking her completion of first-year military training, Leonor was seen whispering to someone in the corner of the room. A guest not listed on any official registry. The body language was unmistakable, soft smiles, a touch on the arm, eyes that didn't want to look away. According to one palace insider, Queen Letizia was not amused. The protective mother who once endured the scrutiny of marrying a commoner herself now feared her daughter might face the same brutal judgment. The memory of her own battles with the Spanish elite still lingers, and she vowed Leonor would never go through that pain. Yet, history seems to be repeating itself. Because Leonor's heart, it seems, beats not for royal protocol, but for love. Reports suggest that the young man, let's call him A, has deep family roots in Madrid's academic circles. His father, a respected university professor. His mother, an advocate for education reform. They're not aristocrats, but they're admired for their intellect and integrity, values Leonor deeply respects. For months, A has quietly attended royal functions under the radar, blending in among the dignitaries. Not as a date, but as a guest of a guest. It's said that even Princess Sophia, Leonor's younger sister, knows him well and approves of him, a quiet ally in the storm brewing around the throne. But not everyone shares her warmth. Within certain segments of Spain's conservative establishment, there's unease. They remember how Queen Letizia herself was once considered too modern, too independent, even too common. The idea that Leonor might follow that same path terrifies them. Behind closed doors, palace advisors have reportedly urged the king to manage the situation before it reaches the press. Yet, as one insider said, Leonor is her mother's daughter. Once she decides, she doesn't back down. Indeed, that determination became visible during her 18th birthday oath before Parliament, the moment she swore allegiance to Spain's constitution. To the public, it was a display of maturity and duty. But to those who knew her best, it was something more, a silent declaration of independence. Because while she pledged loyalty to her country, Leonor was also carving out a space for herself, to love, to choose, to be human. Weeks later, during a discreet trip to a small coastal town near Cadiz, locals reported spotting Leonor in casual clothes, sharing ice cream with a tall young man wearing a navy blue jacket. No photos were taken, but the story spread quickly. The palace denied it, of course, but those who saw them say the connection was undeniable. Every royal story has its turning point. For Leonor, that moment might already be here. Because what began as a private affection is now a public storm waiting to break. Spanish media outlets are reportedly preparing an exposé, one that promises to reveal the man's full identity. The palace, once again, braces for impact. Will King Felipe protect his daughter's happiness? Or will tradition win over love? The question divides the nation. Some say Leonor's choice could modernize the monarchy, make it more human, relatable, and loved. Others warn it could invite chaos, scandal, even a constitutional crisis if the relationship challenges royal expectations. But through all the speculation, one truth stands out: Leonor is no longer the shy teenager Spain once knew. She is a young woman standing at the crossroads of love and destiny. She knows the cost of being royal, the endless scrutiny, the weight of expectation. Yet she also knows the cost of silence, of sacrificing one's heart for duty. And perhaps, for the first time, she's choosing differently. As the world waits for confirmation, whispers grow louder that this young man may soon make his first official appearance, not as a stranger, but as the companion of Spain's future queen. And when that moment comes, one thing will be certain. Princess Leonor will no longer be just Spain's crown jewel. She will be a woman who dared to love, and a queen who redefined what royalty truly means. Because in the end, every crown hides a heart. And Leonor's, at last, has been revealed.